Okay, here's a first for me in a very long time. I just recorded a video that was 14 minutes and 45 seconds, and I'm not going to use it because I ranted at the camera talking about the weather for like 4 minutes, and I don't really think that makes for a great video. So I'm going to try again. Yeah. Okay. I've got like 2 pages of notes, so bear with me. Okay, Kate and Nella, you both talked about journaling and bullet journaling. I like Nella said, I also have a whole bunch of blank notebooks because I keep buying them even though I'm already using so many and have several empty ones. It is like my number one vice is $2 journals at the thrift store for some reason. Whatever. In the grand scheme of things, it's not hurting anybody, but I really don't need any more. If you guys want to do walkthroughs of your journals, I would love that. Or journals, notebooks, whatever. Whether it's like regular notebooks or bullet journals, either way, interesting to me. I have never been able to keep at a bullet journal, but I would love to hear your secrets and tricks, and maybe I could try, because I've always wanted to, but I just can't figure out, because I can't figure like the process out. Because like they're really great for fitting a lot of information in a very small space very efficiently, which is cool, and tracking the most important things in your life all in one place, which is also cool. I've just like never been able to get myself to do it consistently or have it be efficient enough. So I just have 10 notebooks instead of 1. But please, by all means, show me all of yours. Childhood photos. When I was very young, my parents, my mom specifically, I think, actually took quite a lot of pictures of me. But by the time 6 years later my youngest sister was born, she was too busy like taking care of kids to be able to have the time to take pictures of kids. Both of my parents. So like there are fewer pictures of my sister and like my younger siblings than there are of me, despite them living further into the cameras era than I did. So that's kind of unexpected, sort of. When I was older, I took all of the pictures. So like really when I was older, like I took thousands of pictures and very few were taken of me because I was the only person at an event at every event taking pictures, because like everybody else was like, oh cool, pictures are being taken of me, I don't need them. Me being them speaking, which means I was really the only person who lost out by that, which is fine because I liked taking pictures. I liked being the photographer. But like looking back 10 years later, it'd be really nice to have more pictures of me. But it was like a point of pride that I was the person with the camera. And it was a point and shoot, and it was like a very small thing that you put in your purse. So it wasn't like a big DSLR deal or whatever, but I still was really proud of it. I was really proud that I could take nice pictures. Kate said in her video, first drafts are always weird. And my response in my notes is yes. I think that's true across the board. I think this is referring to the Mexican Pizza novel, which, yes, was very weird. The first draft, I mean. Because I was, like, writing very freely and comfortably and not caring, which is the main reason I finished the book. But because of that, it ends up being very weird. So you're right, I'm not alone. This is not the first time I've done this with a weird first draft. It's not the first time anybody else has done this with a weird first draft, so it's okay. The collabception with Leo on the YPO anniversary, what? I did a double take. That was like, oh my god, what? Because like, the odds of that? Oh my god, that's so cool. I hope that was a good chat for you guys, because that's small world. I hope you enjoyed Project for Awesome. Looked like it was very successful. So great job being involved and being part of that. You can be, proud to have worked on it or whatever. I don't know. I want to echo your sentiment that the dancing video having older clips was a genius idea. Like, if I was putting this together, I would never ever have thought to do that. But it's so cool to see the comparison with like, oh, there's us. And And like time really has passed, and like in some ways we were really different people, and in some ways we're exactly the same. And it's kind of cool to see that in a 2-second version of the clip. Like I could feel it about myself. So Nella, you were talking about your owl hat, and in my notes I have owl hat equals lost equals sad. And below that I wrote like owl mug equals broken equals sad. And I'm sorry you guys lost your awesome owl things. I'm sorry they're not lost. I'm sorry you guys no longer have your awesome owl things. Hopefully someday you'll find a new owl hat or other interesting animal. I've never seen A Rainy Day in New York, but the other things I saw him in, he was very good. So I believe you. My obsession with Timothée Chalamet lasted like exactly 3 days, and it happened to span a Monday, which is why I mentioned it. So like, it was not as long-lived an obsession as I thought it would be. Haven't thought much of him since. Oh, the mentality to reach for a camera 10 times a day. I skipped this earlier. Or I think you said all day. Like, the difference between having a camera, which is a single purpose device that you have to pull out of your purse or pocket or whatever, just for that purpose, versus having a phone, which is out anyway for other things and is like, requires less intentionality to take pictures. Like, of course, it's such a different process and experience now. Like, I take selfies without thinking about it. My camera's out for 2 seconds, then I put it back away. Like, the process, like, it took longer than that to boot up a camera back in the day. Like, forget take the picture and then put it back away. It's like, you have to think about it more to do it back then. Now it's just like, you can do it. So, like, I have a fair number of pictures of myself as a kid. Like, but, like, a couple per week, not a couple per day or per hour, which is what you'd expect of a kid born now. Like, they're going to have a really different understanding of themselves, of relationship with pictures, of their childhood, just because it's going to be documented so much better than ours were. Like, in some ways, my history is an oral history. Because in some ways, like, I have some pictures, but a lot of the history of my childhood is not captured on video or in photos. So I'm told it by my parents, and I've, like, internalized those as assisted memories, essentially. Which, like, that's cool, but, like, it'd be really interesting to have photos of everything, too. Also, of course you have pictures of, like, of course all you guys have pictures of your pets. Why wouldn't you take hourly photos? Oh my god. Cute pet pictures, like. Okay. Next. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but when I was in middle school, or elementary school, or high school, or whatever, English class, I did not deserve iambic pentameter. I don't know when you learn iambic pentameter. I assume it's middle school, but it might not be. But, like, I understood down, up, down, up, down, up. Like, I got the pattern, but I didn't internalize. Like, I didn't get it, not deeply. And I now get it. As of my writing, I attend a virtual writing group. As of my writing group a few weeks ago, I now really get it. And it's like, it is the greatest thing aesthetically, orally, auditorially, whatever. I don't know how to phrase that. Like, it is the most aesthetically beautiful sound pattern there is. And, like, I was laying in bed thinking phrases in iambic pentameter the other day, trying to fall asleep because I have insomnia now. And I realized, laying down in bed in darkness with my phone away, that green eggs and ham is in iambic meter, specifically in iambic tetrameter, because it's 8 syllables per line, not 10. Because that's the kind of life I live now. Not, like, socializing with people, but, like, laying down thinking about iambic meter. At my virtual writing group last week, they assigned us a specific meter and rhyme scheme for poetry, and they were like, try to write this thing. And I was like, cool, I will see your challenge and add iambic meter to it. And it was like, the poem I wrote had absolutely no artistic value. It was not artsy, but like it was really like catchy in a cute way, and it had like a refrain. It's Cali, baby, was literally the refrain. And I am so proud of it because the whole thing was so like pleasing to my ear that writing it and like writing it over time and like over the course of an hour and like listen, like I would repeat it back to myself to make sure I liked what I wrote. I it stuck with me so much because of the pattern that I was like reciting it the entirety of the next day because it was just stuck in my head so much because it was so like memorable because of the meter. Oh my god. I'm obsessed with this poem and it has no value of any kind and like it's stupid, but like the iambic meter of it. Um Oh, and then the weekly prompt that I suggested, even though it's now 11 minutes, whatever. Um, where will I be in 10 years? So if you had asked me 10 years ago where I thought I would be, I don't know what I would have said. At the time, I was not, nobody knew I was bipolar. I was very, like, committed to hiding that. And, like, what I am now, which is, like, working really hard in therapy to work on these things and living in California and single and okay with that, actually fine, happy with that. I don't know that any of those things would have sounded like a positive to me or like something I would have expected for myself. But I'm okay with it. I like it. Like, I like where I am in life. I think I've made a lot of progress as an adult, as a person, as myself. And so that's pretty cool. If I had to guess for 10 years in the future, and I probably won't be watching this in 10 years to check to see if I was right, but if I would just, for the exercise, I would guess I'm probably still single and don't have kids. Um, I would guess I'm probably back in the Northeast, not on the West Coast anymore. I would like specifically New Jersey or New York. I would guess I'm still working full time, though probably not in this profession. Um, I I would guess I probably sold my car and don't have one at the time because I really really freaking hate having to own a car. Um, and if I had to guess, I don't know if it'd be true that I would have tried to publish a book or published a book, but I'd like to think that I would have at least once. So, for the sake of making it a challenge to myself, I'm going to say that I think I will have tried to publish a book. And even if it was self published and nobody bought it, I will be very, very pleased with my future 10 years if it's true that I tried to publish a book, that I finished, edited, and published something. Like that to me will feel like some degree of success. Okay, I'm going to say good night on that point and DFTBA, and I love you guys. Bye.